Did you know Ra was initially a local god? Ra was originally worshipped as the local god of the city of Heliopolis. In Egyptian mythology, the creation story begins with Atum, the creator god, who emerged spontaneously from the primeval waters of Nun. Atum was the first god to establish order in the universe, creating two children, Shu, god of air, and Tefnut, goddess of moisture. Shu and Tefnut took on the task of maintaining balance in the universe, and their children, Jeb, god of the earth, and Nut, goddess of the sky, formed the physical structure of the cosmos. Atum commanded Shu to separate Nut, the sky, from Jeb, the earth, establishing the order between heaven and earth. Ra's rise to prominence in Heliopolis occurred during the Old Kingdom period, as the influence of the Heliopolitan priesthood grew. During this time, Ra was merged with Atum and came to be known as Atum-Ra. This union combined the roles of creator god and the life-giving sun god, and Ra's influence expanded beyond Heliopolis, becoming a central figure in the divine authority of all the pharaohs of the Old Kingdom. The Atum-Ra myths suggest that the pharaohs were considered descendants of Ra and Atum. Pharaohs were viewed as the physical representation of this divine power on earth. The creation myth, in which Ra is believed to have created the first humans, thus the royal lineage, from his own tears or sweat, further solidified this divine connection. The Giza pyramids were built with the belief that the pharaohs would join Ra in the afterlife. The pyramid shape is said to symbolize the rays of the sun, representing the pharaoh's ascent to reunite with Ra after death. This powerful symbol reinforced the divine link between Ra and the pharaohs, and thus the concept of the god-king in Egyptian mythology was born. Ra was the most important god during the Old Kingdom, both as the sun god and the creator. It was believed that each day Ra traveled across the sky in his solar bark, and at night he descended into the underworld to battle the chaos serpent Apep, ensuring the sun would rise again and maintain the balance of the world. Over time, the pharaohs of Thebes rose to power, and with Thebes' increasing political influence, the local god Amun began to rise in prominence. Amun was eventually merged with Ra to form Amun-Ra, the supreme deity of the new kingdom. Amun-Ra represented Ra's life-giving aspects while embodying the hidden, mysterious nature of Amun. Amun-Ra was also believed to withdraw his light when displeased. In one myth, when humanity angered him, Amun-Ra threatened to take the sun away and leave the world in eternal darkness. Only through the desperate prayers of the gods and humans did Amun-Ra decide to return, allowing life to continue. This demonstrated both his mercy and his fearsome power over existence. During the New Kingdom, the priests of Amun amassed great wealth and political influence, particularly through the Karnak Temple, one of the largest temples dedicated to Amun. The priests controlled vast lands, trade, and labor, eventually becoming as powerful as the pharaohs themselves. This power balance created tension between the pharaohs and the priesthood. This tension reached its peak during the reign of Amenhotep IV. To break the growing power of the Amun priests and assert his own authority, Amenhotep IV introduced the worship of Aten, a single deity represented by the sun disk. He changed his name to Akhenaten, meaning effective for Aten, and moved the capital to a new city, Amarna, far from the influence of the Amun priesthood. Initially, Aten was considered an aspect of Ra, but under Akhenaten's reform, Aten became an independent god. Aten was seen not as the sun itself, but as the life-giving rays of the sun and the energy that sustained all life. According to this belief, worshipping Aten alone was sufficient, and the traditional Egyptian gods were excluded from this new religious order. Unlike Ra, Aten was not a god who directly aided humanity, but was regarded as a cosmic force that gave life to the universe. Akhenaten's reforms marked a radical departure from Egypt's traditional polytheism. However, these reforms faced significant resistance. The power of the Amun priests and the people's attachment to traditional beliefs led to widespread rejection of Akhenaten's changes. After Akhenaten's death, Egypt quickly reverted to its old religious system. Atenism was abandoned, the Amun priests regained their power, and the capital returned to Thebes. The city of Amarna was deserted, and Akhenaten was labeled a heretic pharaoh in the historical record. But even though Egypt abandoned this radical system, could Akhenaten's monotheistic ideas have left an echo that influenced later religious systems like Hermetic philosophy, Judaism, or even Zoroastrianism? What do you think?